Before anyone told you that a diploma was the only path to a good life, there were men and women arriving in this country with empty hands, broken English, and nothing but a skill, a work ethic, and the willingness to outwork everyone around them. These 15 jobs paid better than college in 1960. They still do today. And for the Mexican-American community that built so much of this country with those exact tools, they represent something more than income. They represent the original American blueprint. Number 1. Drywall and framing. In the 1960s, drywall workers in American cities earned per day what a schoolteacher earned in 3. The work is physical, the technique is real, and the demand has never stopped because America never stops building. The Mexican community understood this before anyone else did. Entire families learned the trade together, taught it to each other, and built drywall businesses that today generate millions in annual revenue without a single family member having set foot in an American university. An experienced drywall installer in any major American city currently earns between $25 and $45 per hour. The contractor who runs his own crew earns considerably more. The one who knows how to bid a job accurately, show up on schedule, and deliver clean work has a waiting list. The skill takes months to develop properly. The reputation takes years. But once you have both, nobody can take either one away from you. Number 2. Landscaping and grounds maintenance. This started as survival work and became one of the most durable small business models the Latino community has built in the United States. A man with a mower, a blower, and a truck has a business. A man who shows up every week on the same day at the same time and leaves the yard exactly the way the client wants it has a clientele that never leaves. Residential landscaping in cities like Los Angeles, Houston, Phoenix, Dallas, and Miami runs almost entirely on Mexican-American labor and entrepreneurship, and the operators who figured out that reliability is the actual product, not the lawn, the reliability. Built businesses that outlasted every recession, every economic cycle, and every competitor who undercut them on price and then failed to show up. An independent landscaper with 40 steady residential clients in an American suburb generates between $8,000 and $15,000 a month with minimal overhead. The one who scaled that to 3 crews is generating more than most people with graduate degrees. Number 3. Professional cooking and catering. The Mexican cook who arrived washing dishes in 1985 and left as executive chef of a high-end restaurant in 1995 is not an exceptional story. It is a pattern that repeated itself in thousands of American kitchens across 4 decades. The professional kitchens of the United States run on Mexican labor. That is not an opinion. It is a demographic reality that the restaurant industry openly acknowledges. And the ones who made the leap from employee to owner. Who opened the taqueria, the food truck, the catering operation for corporate events and quinceañeras and weekend farmers markets, built businesses generating income that no average college degree can reliably promise. A well-located food truck in an American city generates between $5,000 and $15,000 weekly during peak season. A catering operation with corporate contracts bills hundreds of thousands per year. The skill comes from family, from tradition, from years standing over a fire. The business comes from having the courage to charge what it is actually worth. Number 4. Plumbing. This is the trade that has built more quiet fortunes inside the Mexican-American community than almost any other and the one that gets mentioned least when people talk about economic mobility. The plumber who learns his trade as a helper, accumulates 5 years of real experience, gets his license, and goes independent is making a decision that will outperform the financial return of most 4-year degrees within a decade. Licensed plumbers in American cities currently earn between $80 and $150 per hour. Emergency rates run higher. A plumber who owns his operation and runs 2 crews is generating annual revenue that most business school graduates will never see. Water is not optional. Heat is not optional. Sanitation is not optional. The systems that deliver all 3 break constantly and require immediate repair by someone who actually understands how they work. That need existed in 1960 and it exists today with identical urgency and significantly better pay. Number 5. Electrical work. Every new building needs it. Every renovation needs it. Every solar panel installation, every electric vehicle charger, every smart home system being installed across America right now needs a licensed electrician to make it function legally and safely. In 1960, a journeyman electrician earned wages that put him solidly in the American middle class within years of completing his apprenticeship. Without student loans, without 4 years of lost earning time, and without a credential that becomes less distinctive every year as more people acquire it. The electrical trade requires genuine technical knowledge, physics, code compliance, load calculations, the ability to diagnose invisible problems inside walls using instruments and deductive reasoning. That complexity is the protection. It cannot be outsourced. It cannot be automated at the level of individual residential and commercial service. And it pays accordingly. A master electrician running his own operation in a major American market is one of the most financially secure positions a person can occupy in the modern American economy. Number 6. Roofing. Few trades in America have been more thoroughly built by Mexican and Mexican-American workers than roofing, and few trades generate the kind of per-job revenue that roofing does when you own the company rather than work for it. A residential roof replacement in most American markets runs between $8,000 and $25,000 depending on size and materials. A roofing crew can complete 1 to 2 jobs per week. The contractor who owns the business, manages the crews, and handles the customer relationships is running an operation that generates serious annual revenue from a trade that requires no college education, minimal startup capital relative to the income it generates, and a skill set that can be learned on the job within a single season. The demand spikes after every storm and stays elevated year-round in growth markets where new construction never stops. The Mexican-American roofing contractors who built their businesses in Texas, Florida, California, and the Southwest over the last 40 years are some of the most financially successful small business owners in those states. Their names just don't show up in business magazines. Number 7. Concrete and masonry. Concrete work is everywhere in America and it requires skill that looks deceptively simple from a distance. Pouring a foundation, finishing a slab, laying block, building retaining walls, installing pavers, all of it requires knowledge of materials, timing, weather conditions, and technique that takes years of hands-on experience to develop properly. The mason who does it well charges premium rates because the alternative, concrete work done wrong, is expensive to fix and sometimes impossible to correct without demolishing and starting over. Mexican and Mexican-American masons build much of the residential and commercial infrastructure of the American Southwest and Southeast over the last half-century. The ones who went from working for someone else to running their own operations built businesses that generate hundreds of thousands of dollars annually from a trade they learned not in a classroom but on a job site before dawn on a Tuesday morning. Number 8. HVAC installation and repair. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. In Phoenix it is not a luxury. In Houston it is not a luxury. In Chicago in January it is not a luxury. HVAC systems are essential infrastructure in the American home and they require installation, maintenance, and repair by someone who understands refrigerants, airflow, electrical systems, and mechanical components well enough to diagnose problems and fix them correctly the first time. HVAC technicians in American cities earn between $30 and $75 per hour. The ones who own their operations earn more. The trade requires certification and genuine technical knowledge but no college degree, and it is one of the fastest growing skilled trades in America as the combination of aging existing systems and new construction keeps demand permanently elevated above the supply of qualified technicians. The Mexican-American HVAC operators who built their businesses in Sun Belt cities are servicing some of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the country and charging accordingly.